Okay, so this is lesson number 2. Any questions from lesson number 1?
Nope.
Everything is okay.
Let's go back and review our verbs a little bit. We'll put a little focus on the third person. We'll continue talking about making friends, and this is a fun one to talk about nonverbal communication in English. Okay, so little grammar review. Remember our regular verbs. You have to know how to make questions, positive answers, and negative answers in order to really be able to speak English with confidence. Okay, so we've got a regular verb here in the positive form. Regular verbs all follow this model. For example, I would say, I eat, you eat, we eat, or they eat. And then in the third person singular, what do we do?
He eats. She
Add an
eats.
S, right? He
They
eats.
eat. It is.
Number 1, Claudia.
I eat apples in the afternoon for a snack.
My husband eats chicken with me.
With lime.
With lime.
My children eat hot dogs when we go out.
We eat bacon and eggs for breakfast on the weekend.
You eat pork chops too often.
I eat bananas and oranges in the morning during the week.
Rebecca eats beef well done.
Tom eats tomatoes every day.
Take turns asking each other these questions. Rafa to Claudia.
What do you eat for breakfast?
I eat bacon and eggs for breakfast. What does your best friend eat for breakfast?
My best friend eats arepa for breakfast. What do you eat for lunch?
I eat Mexican food for lunch. What does your best friend eat for lunch?
He eat beef, rice, and plantain for lunch. What do you eat for dinner?
I eat salad for dinner. What does your best friend eat for dinner?
Oh, he eat sandwich for dinner. What do you eat for snacks?
I eat some fruit for snacks. What does your best friend eat for snacks?
He eat cereals for snacks.
All right. Now we have a negative form, right? So here we have to say do not. I do not eat. You do not eat. We do not eat. They do not eat. He does not eat. She does not eat. David does not eat. It does not eat, right? So in the negative form, we change the auxiliary verb do to does. Notice eat here does not carry the S in the third person singular. Claudia.
I do not eat apples in the afternoon for a snack.
My wife doesn't eat chicken with lime.
My children do not eat hot dogs when we go out.
We don't eat bacon and eggs for breakfast on the weekend.
You do not eat pork chops too often.
I don't eat bananas and oranges in the morning during the week.
Rebecca does not eat beef well done.
Tom doesn't eat tomatoes every day.
Do you eat raw meat?
Yes, I like middle meat. Does your best friend eat raw meat?
No, she does not eat raw meat. Do you eat breakfast at night?
No, I don't eat breakfast at night. Does your best friend eat breakfast at night?
No, she does not eat breakfast at night. Do you eat dinner in the morning?
No, I don't eat dinner in the morning. Does your best friend eat dinner in the morning?
No, she does not eat dinner in the morning. Do you eat raw steak?
No, I don't eat raw steak. Does your mom eat raw steak?
No, she does not eat raw steak.
All right. How do we make questions with the verb eat?
Do you eat?
You can start with I. Do I eat? You can
Do
ask a
I
question to yourself.
do I eat? Do we eat?
Now,
Does he eat? Does she eat? Does Davy eat? Does it eat?
Do you eat apples in the afternoon?
Yes, I eat apples in the afternoon. Does your husband eat chicken with lime?
yeah, here we're just changing the statements into questions. You don't have to actually answer them.
Okay. Do their children eat hot dogs when they go out?
Do they eat bacon with eggs for breakfast on the weekend?
Do you eat pork chops too often?
Does he eat bananas and oranges in the morning?
Does Rebecca eat beef well done?
Does Tom eat tomatoes every day?
Okay. Let's talk about the third person. This is where most of my students make errors, right? Where they still struggle with the third person, adding that S. So take a moment to write about what the people in your family eat. Try to give me at least 8 sentences, and then we'll share with the class, okay? So here is my example for you. My son eats a lot of vegetables. He likes to eat chicken nuggets too. My wife eats turkey a lot. My dad eats a lot of beans and other vegetarian foods. Sometimes he eats steak when he is with me. My mom eats trout. She eats out at restaurants a lot. Okay, so we're going to highlight the third person singular. Write about one person at a time. You can make all 8 sentences about the same person, or you can write about different people in your family. But really, what I'm looking for here, guys, is that this S on the end of the verb, okay? He likes to eat chicken nuggets. Eats, 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 right?
We need to write this.
Go ahead and write it first, yeah.
Okay, ready?
All right, Claudia.
I'm ready.
Okay, what you got? Hold on. Go ahead, Rafael.
My mom eats soup for lunch. My daughter eats spinach for dinner. My cousin eats beef every day. My uncle eats fruit for breakfast. My son eats at the restaurant on the weekend.
Good. Claudia.
My little daughter eats a lot of chocolate. She likes to eat soup too. My son eats a lot of fruit. He likes to eat pasta too. My husband eats a lot of sweets. He likes to eat meat too. My brother eats a lot of shrimps. Sometimes he eats vegetables. My mom eats a lot of rice, and sometimes she eats meat too. My cousin eats a lot of bread. Sometimes he eats salad too. My aunt eats a lot of spicy. She likes to eat sweet too.
Okay. By the way, shrimp does not use an S. Shrimp.
Okay,
Sin
shrimp.
S, nunca.
Okay,
Es irregular. It's not a regular noun. You never add a S to it.
okay,
One shrimp, two shrimp. It's like fish. One fish, two fish.
okay.
Okay. Take turns asking each other these questions.
Do you make new friends easily?
Yes, I make new friends easily. How many American friends do you have?
I don't have American friends.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
You have one. Look.
But I have one. Where do you normally make friends?
I normally make friends in the work. How many Facebook friends do you have?
I have 400 friends in Facebook. Are you shy or outgoing?
I am outgoing. What do you like to talk about with your friends?
I like to talk about sports, about work. What do you like to do for fun with your friends?
I like to practice sport with my friend for fun. Who is your best friend?
My best
What
friend.
is
Oh,
he like?
my best friend is Alexandra. She likes to read. Do you still have friends from your childhood?
Yes, I still have friends from my childhood. Do you prefer to spend time with your friends or your family?
I prefer to spend time with my family.
All right. So let's go back to talking about culture, American culture a little bit. Today we're focusing on what we call nonverbal communication. So our second idea is to smile. Can you read this? Can you read this to us, Claudia?
Mhm. The first thing that receptions, customer service representatives, and other phone-related jobs are taught is to smile when they answer the phone. The smile is so powerful that it will travel over the phone and reality on the other end. If a smile is that powerful by phone, imagine what this does in person. Look at these pictures. Who do you want to talk to?
So, Rafa, looking at these two guys, which person do you want to talk to? The person on the left or on the right?
Oh, of course, the person in the left is better
Yeah.
for talking.
All right. Smile.
Mhm.
How do you feel?
Better.
I feel good.
It's funny. I read something recently that was talking about body posture and stuff like that, you know. In our brain, our mindset, our emotional state of being tells our body how to act, but our body can also tell our mind how to feel, right? Smiling is one of those things that it's impossible to do if you don't feel good. And it almost instantly makes you feel better just by making yourself smile. Can you read this to us, Mr. Rafael?
Nonverbal communication is the act of saying something without saying anything with your words. This includes gestures, touch, space, time, symbols, color,
Symbols.
colors.
All right. So nonverbal communication can be more powerful than speaking English, but it might be different than what you're thinking. Claudia, how can you say hi without saying anything? Let me see. I want to see your nonverbal communication. How can you say hi without saying hi verbally?
Hello.
No. Without verbally saying anything. How would you show with
Oh,
your
with the
body?
pen.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Okay. Let's see here. What about so on the screen here, I've got 3 different ways, right? Of course, like what Claudia just said, she would wave, okay? Now, in your culture, you kiss people on the cheek, right? When you see a friend or a family member. Whereas here in the United States, we wouldn't necessarily kiss somebody on the cheek when we see them, okay? And then in other cultures, like in Asian cultures, it's common to bow, right? So all 3 of those are correct, okay? What do these gestures mean in the United States and in your culture?
No.
Huh?
No.
So on the right, she might be saying no, right? What about on the left?
No.
I look you.
I'm looking at you. Well, so like I learned this one, ojo, right? In Latin America, ojo, like ten cuidado.
Okay.
You don't do that in Mexico? No?
In some,
No.
Rafael, in Venezuela, you don't pull on your eye to say cuidado?
yes, I have a different form to say cuidado.
How would you say it in Venezuela? How would you do it in Venezuela?
Well, but this mean other thing too, no? This is no me. This is Mickey.
What?
No, Mickey. Mickey is no.
When
No.
you do that, cuando tú haces eso, es decir que no?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Yes. It's no. Oh, when I see cuidado.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, good. So in the United States, this gesture doesn't mean anything. Okay? We don't do this in the United States. That is not a formal form of nonverbal communication. If I saw you doing this, I might say, oh, do you have something in your eye? Is something wrong, right?
Yes.
On the right, I think that's kind of universal, right? It might mean be careful, slow down, or stop. Here in the United States.
Mhm.
Ooh, here's a good one for you. What does this mean in your culture? If you see somebody do this, what does this mean in your culture?
Where is it? Get out. I don't want you.
Get out? Okay.
I don't want you.
I haven't heard that one before. What about you, Claudia? What does this mean to you?
It's two different things. uh, one thing is for when your uh, spouse, you know,
That's the one I learned.
yeah,
When your spouse is cheating on you, right?
right.
Right? It means the horns, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not a good thing in Mexico.
No.
You don't use this in Venezuela, Rafa?
Yes, in Venezuela, for the men.
Yeah.
When we take a picture, sometimes at the back, my friend or some friend, we can put this.
Okay. So in the United States, it's a good thing.
Oh,
In the United States, this comes from rock and roll music. It's a good thing. It means let's party. So if you see an American do this, it's a good.
okay.
This is a really funny one, because if you do this in Latin America, it's a pretty bad thing, but here it's a good thing. Okay. What about this versus this?
In my country, this is a 3. 3, 3, 3. The number 3.
Okay. What about for you, Claudia? How would you say the number 3 in your country?
Nice. Is same 3?
Which one? On the left or on the right?
The left. No, the right. Sorry.
On the right?
Yeah.
So I've seen it in Latin America that you start 1, 2, 3 with the pinky, but here in the United States we do it backwards. 1, 2, 3.
Yes, but in Latin America, this the sign on the left mean good. Oh, very good. Is it very good?
Here in the United States, it means good or okay or perfect. Yeah. Right. And if we wanted to say the number 3, we would do it with these specific fingers. All right. Do these mean anything for you in Mexico or Venezuela?
Yes.
Yeah. Good and bad.
Good and bad.
Here in the United States too, good and bad. Okay.
Bad. Good.
All right. What if I do this and
I don't know. In the left, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
okay.
On the right, I don't care. I don't care.
So that means I don't care for you?
I don't care.
What about for you, Claudia? What does this mean?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No. No.
So are you trying to say that you don't know what it means? Or are you trying to say that it means I don't know?
No, I don't know what means.
What it means. Okay.
Yeah.
So on the left in the United States, it means I don't know. On the right, this is a very bad thing in the United States. If you do this to somebody, they will be offended. Okay. Right? Which is really funny because this in Argentina means I don't know. So I'll never forget being in Argentina for the first time and eating at a restaurant. My dad came to visit and we went out to eat lunch, and we asked the server a question, and she responded like this, and she walked off. My dad looked at me and said, "What did you just say to her?" And I was like, I was petrified. I was like, oh my God, I have no idea. And I eventually came to learn that that just means, I don't know. So it's nonverbal communication, right? What about this one? The wink. Does that mean anything in your culture?
Yes. Is
It's like to okay or
yes. Okay.
Okay. So here in the United States, it can mean one of three things. One, it's a way to flirt with someone, right? So if I see a woman that I like, I could wink at her, right? And it's just a silly thing to do to kind of say, hey, I like you. I'm interested. Let's talk, right? Now, it can also mean I'm being sneaky. I'm doing a trick. Don't tell anybody, all right? Be quiet, right? It can also mean, you know what I mean? Okay, here's some good ones.
Come on.
How would you say come here where you're from with your hand? Do you do it like this with the finger or down?
No, it's
You do it down.
or yes.
What about you, Claudia?
with the hand or with the finger too?
But up or down?
Up.
Up like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So in Mexico, it's more like it is here in the United States. So in the United States, this means come here. This can also mean come here, just with the finger. Rafael, careful. In the United States, this means go away.
Oh.
So you might be telling someone to come here, pero aquí en Estados Unidos lo entendemos como vete de aquí.
Okay.
It's backwards in the United States.
Okay.
Ooh, what about this one?
Oh, it's very good.
Good.
Amor y paz.
Yeah, peace. In the United States, it means peace or goodbye, right? Or it can also kind of mean hello. This can mean something very bad in Europe. In Europe, this is not a good thing to do to somebody. But here, it's a good thing. Okay, guys. All right, that's it for today. That was it for lesson number 2. And we finished lesson number 1.